Alright, so as far as our workability claim, why this plan will not function as intended is because there are too many risk factors that we can benefit from to not go through with it. With the cost of the high-speed rail being very significant, we have to ask ourselves if the opportunity cost of the rail as a whole benefit us at the end of the day or won't. The purpose of the high-speed transit system is to transport people to their destination using fewer of Earth's resources with respect to doing it in a timely manner. Not only does this high-speed rail fit the criteria to these factors, but many others as well. So the biggest thing I saw is that this high-speed rail will save lives. In America alone, according to the U.S. High-Speed Rail Association, 43,000 people die from car accidents each year. With a significant number like this, the total cost for these accidents equal to about $41 billion each year in repairing cars and structural damages. With the high-speed rail, this would eliminate a good portion of this bill and prevent automobile accidents from happening before a person even starts his or her car. Another perk that this high-speed rail brings is it creates jobs. So, yes, it will create jobs that will help people financially. The function of these jobs would be based on building the rail's infrastructure and manufacturing the rail cars. According to Ida Bayazit, a governmental journalist, the first leg of initial operations would produce over 20,000 jobs annually for 5 years. The initial operations section would produce over 34,000 jobs for 15 years. The Beta Basin section would produce over 60,000 jobs annually for 13 years, and the Phase 1 blended section would produce over 66,000 jobs annually over 15 years. So with a total of about 150,000 new jobs being offered, this would immensely boost America's economy and productivity overall. Another perk is it helps the environment with respect to emissions and pollution. With this environmental issue, this plan puts the well-being of the earth before the financials. Train alone will reduce the emissions by saving over 3 million tons of CO2 gases released into the atmosphere each year, which will significantly put the stress off of the topic of global warming. To add to this, the train is supposed to be solely energized by renewable energy sources, which will save a lot of money that we do spend on foreign oils. As far as foreign oils, the U.S. alone spends about $700 billion on oil a year. And this comes out to about 22 million barrels per year at a rate of about 125 per barrel. Constructing this train will save us about $2.7 billion a year, and this is every year, so the savings will add up, and eventually, on the oil factor alone, we can make this money back by building the train. Another big topic is congestion. So with the U.S. population growing very quickly, the projected rate in 40 years will result in about 100 million new Americans in this country. The U.S. alone cannot build enough roads or airport runways to kind of support that. The high-speed rail delivers a new transportation method that factors out both, and with the high-speed rail being overall 8 times more efficient than airplanes and 4 times more efficient than automobiles, this can significantly change this congestion issue that we have in California today. According to Derek Green, a gas emissions specialist, about $87.2 billion are waste each year from people sitting bumper to bumper in traffic. And this takes a very big toll on their productivity as well. Being in traffic, you can't really be at your job, you're just kind of wasting time in traffic. So it takes some money on the individual's financials. And so for example, let's say you work at a store that closes at 10 p.m. and it's 2 p.m. It takes you 2 hours to get to work. When maybe we use this train and it takes you maybe only 30 minutes to an hour to get to work, giving you another hour, hour and a half to add to your time card or whatever at work if you get paid hourly. And another big thing is it is way more efficient. Overall, the high-speed rail is more efficient in several areas. The train has a bigger capacity than cars and airplanes alone compared to the highway during rush hour. That highway can maybe hold about 4,000 people going at speeds of about 8 miles per hour, while if you use the train, this can transport about 12,000 people a day going about 200. So you can carry a lot more, you can cover a lot more ground in a short amount of time. And to add on to that, it does give an overall cheaper rate for how much kind of ground you are traveling in that specific, for your what specific reason you're traveling for. Thank you.